Hi, Omega Chaos again. This time with an masked slash elemental hero deck profile. It's a pretty nice deck. My version is a unique version. I think it's definitely a lot different than more mainstream versions of masked or elemental heroes. So let's go at this deck. First, Free Elemental Heroes Placeman is an OCG World Premiere from the next generation set. Unfortunately, probably it's not going to come to TCG anytime soon. So when this card is normal placement, I can add a polymerization from my deck to my hand. So I pretty much search for polymerization, which is really good. This card pretty much makes polymerization a viable card to use in heroes. And its other effect is that I can send one elemental hero from a deck to the graveyard, except itself, and then discards the attribute that attack and defense becomes the attribute attack and defense of the monster sent to the graveyard by this effect at the end of the turn. But if I activate this effect, I can't plus one monster for the rest of the turn, except future monsters. I can only use one of his effects per turn, and only once. So definitely a really good card, that's for sure. It helps the deck a lot. Then of course the free elemental hero Shadow Mist. If it's special summoned, I can search Change Quick Play from my deck to my hand. And when this card is sent to the graveyard, I can search a hero monster from my deck. But I only can use one of her effects per turn, and only once, so definitely a really good card. And probably the replacement for Elemental Hero Stratos. I don't think Stratos should come back, because of the fact that then the deck will be too insane, I think. Then 2 Elemental Hero Sparkman. You might wonder, what is this doing here? Why not run something like Elemental Hero Neos Alius? But I run this because I want to summon Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman in this deck, so yeah. Might seem an unusual choice, but I myself really like it. Then of course 2 Elemental Hero Bubbleman. Of course really good, and was used in the past in hero decks, as it was a Bubble Wit variant. But in this deck it's pretty much I can mass change this to the Masked Hero Acid, and also of course to summon my Absolute Zero with this card. Then 1 Wild Heart, just as an Earth Elemental Hero, I can summon mass change this into Tian. Then the other monster, Summoner Monk, so discard spell, plus mana Shadow Mist from the deck, and then I get the mass change to my hand, and then in the draw phase of my opponent, I can just activate mass change and go for Darklaw. So yeah, might run 2 of this card, but not sure. And the last monsters in the main deck are 2 King of the Swamp. Also, it might seem an unusual choice, but again, I want to summon Shining Flare Wingman in this deck, and that's why I use this to use as a substitute for Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, because of course I don't run that card in here. It will be way too difficult to run that. So yeah, and of course I can also search a polymerization by discarding this card. Probably not going to use that effect because I'm searching polymerization with Placeman most of the time. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good card to use still. Then the spells, 2 polymerization. Of course, I'm sure you know what this card does. The first fusion spell. So yeah, the placement definitely made this card viable in hero decks, so yeah. Then of course the mass hero aspect, free mass change, of course. We must send hero monster to the graveyard, then summon a master hero monster from the X deck with the same attribute. Then one form change. I can change one hero fusion to a master hero that is of the same level. So yeah, not a bad card, but maybe must change second would be better than this card. I'm not sure yet. Then of course the searchers for hero monsters. Free EMS core. Of course, can search out any element here from the deck. And 2 reinforced army to search out anywhere 4 or lower warriors. And of course, hero monsters are all warriors. Then of course, 3 miracle fusion, some of your hero fusions. And then 1 mass charge, which must salvage of the deck. And get a mass change quick play and hero monster from the graveyard to my hand. But I only run 1 because it can become kinda cloggy, because you might not always have access to the mass change. So that's why I only run it at 1. And finally, Dark Hole. And the traps, 1 hero signal. It's an interesting tech card I'm using. When monster I control is destroyed by battle and sent to graveyard, and burst 1/1 level 4 or lower, any other hero monster from my hand or deck. So it's pretty much to summon out Shadow Mist from the deck most of the time, so I think it's a pretty good card to use. Then other traps, Solar Morning, of course, still the best trap card in the game, I think. Then Compulsory Evacuation Device, just send that window back to the deck or something. Then Bottomless Trap 4, of course, 2 attribute, 2 Dimensional Prism, because yeah, banishing is always good. 2 Fast Chain and finally 1 Breakable Skill for the Master Effect negation. Now the extra deck space in this deck is extremely tight. There's not much I can fit in here, so most of the cards in the extra deck are one-offs. First, Contrast Hero Khaos. It costs 2 Master Fusion trait. Of course, it's a pretty hard card to summon normally, but thankfully you can use Miracle Fusion, of course, to summon this card, because it's always treated as an elemental hero monster. And of course, all the elemental heroes must be fusion summoned and cannot be summoned by other ways. And while this card is faced up on the field, this card is also light attribute, and once per turn to an Eelfell's turn, we can target 1 face-up card on the field, negate that target's effects until the end of this turn. So extremely powerful card. Can pretty much negate monster effects, spells and traps. So yeah, I think it's a really good card to use, definitely. Then 1 Elemental Hero Core. It cars 3 Elemental Hero monsters with the fusion trait. And once per turn when this card is targeted for an attack, I can double this card's attack until the end of the damage step. And at the end of the battle phase, if this card was attacked or was attacked, I can target 1 monster on the field and then destroy it. And when this card is destroyed, if a battle card effect, I can target 1 level 8 or lower Elemental Hero monster, fusion monster in the graveyard, and person that target ignoring its summoning conditions. So another really powerful card. Of course, it's again pretty hard to summon normally, but thankfully with Miracle Fusion it's not that hard. Then Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman, which is a hero fusion that most probably don't use, but I use it because it was my favorite Elemental Hero back in the day, when I used to actually really like Elemental Heroes. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. It gains 300 attack for each Elemental Hero card in my graveyard, and when it destroys a monster by battle, it sets the graveyard and inflicts damage to the opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. So yeah, you fusion type by using Elemental Hero Sparkman and King of the Swamp, because of course this deck doesn't use Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. Then Elemental Hero Shining, of course, I think you know the Omni Heroes. And then the Nova Master, a pretty good card in here because of the Blazeman. Absolute Zero, of course, really good. Escroda because of the Dark Mist. Then the Masked Heroes, Masked Hero Dion, of course, really good. When this got destroys the most opponent's monster per battle since Graveyard. And plus one level 4 or lower hero monster from the deck. Then Masked Hero Acid, which will pretty much destroys all the back row opponent has, and then reduces the monster's attack by 300. Then a new Masked Hero is Masked Hero Koga. It's a light Masked Hero. It gains 500 attack for each monster opponent controls, and I can banish a hero monster, then target one face-up monster on the field, and it loses attack equal to the banished monster's attack. And finally, the last fusion, a Masked Hero Dark Law. The main Masked Hero you want to bring out. It's extremely powerful. It's like a macrocosmos on legs, and only for the opponent, so it doesn't affect you, which is really powerful as well. And if the opponent searches a card from the main deck, except when trophies or damage step, I can banish one random card from the opponent's hand. So extremely powerful card. It shuts down a lot of decks and all that. Then the Xyz monsters, I only have room for 3, so I picked the best ones for this deck. Number 1 I want Outer Arc, Heroic Champion Excalibur, because it's of course mostly a warrior deck, and this can get around something like Apocryphal Killer. And finally Cowboy for an 800 lost damage. So this was my Masked / Elemental Hero deck profile. My version is probably not the most competitive, but I still think it's really good. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. For now, goodbye and Khaos out.